Okay, welcome back. This is tutorial 2 for making the lantern using Inkscape, and we are going to obtain and edit an image for cutting with the lantern. So obtaining an image and editing it for cutting. So that's what we're going to do. So here we go. Back to where we were in the last tutorial. We're in Inkscape, we've got a template, we've loaded in, we've found out that there is some pre-drawn parts here, there's layers, the layer we're going to be working on is your design. So the next thing is, what's my design going to be? And this is totally up to you. This is the design portion of the activity. So what's your lantern going to look like? Now I'll tell you this, lanterns, if I go back to our class website, they look best if you take advantage of the light. We're going to be putting a light inside this, and when we turn it on, if this was entirely opaque, no light could get through and it would be a very boring lantern. The more light that can get through, the more interesting and the more impressive it looks. So lots of removal of material is what we're looking for here. So let's go back. So here we are back at Inkscape and we're like, okay, well, we need an image. The place to get images is, of course, you could draw an image in here. You could draw something. We can make text and things like that. But let's go to the granddaddy of all image repositories, and that would be Google. There we go. And now the next thing is, I don't know what my image is going to be. Let's try Isfeld secondary. Now, of course, you don't want, well, maybe you do want to do this, but this is just an example of an image. Let's go to images here at the top and click that. And we're seeing some. Now, these wouldn't be appropriate images. We're looking for an image that's very simple, kind of like this, that the laser could cut out and it would still look sharp. And so this would be good. So let's try this one here. Mark Isfeld Secondary School. Boom. What if I wanted to find some more simple images like this? All you have to do is go up here under Tools and go to Type and select Clip Art, and that should really narrow things down to simpler. And then you can also go up here and, well, you can black and white, or you can increase, large and small for sizes, but that's what we're looking for, is simple. Now, if I look at this one here, right there, this looks pretty good. There will be some problems with this. For instance, if the laser were to cut the R all the way out here, all the way around the outside, it's also going to cut out this little white bit in the middle. So this is going to lose some of the detail. Now there's ways to fix that, but in a basic tutorial like this, let's do something even simpler. Let's just go up here and pick tree. Avoid the problem, that's what I say. So we're going to look for a very simple tree. What if the laser, if I zoom in on this tree, were to pick a tree like this, and you have to imagine it's going to cut this trunk out, and then it's going to go and cut all these little apples and leaves out, and this might actually work. So you have to think about it. This would definitely work here. That's simple. Just cut that out. And by the way, you could put more than one image on a single side of your lantern. So this could be part of an image that you're doing, and then you could add more. So who knows? I'm going to try this tree. So how do I get it? Well, you can just right click, and you can either save the image to your Documents Explorer 8 folder, which is probably the best way to do it, because that way you'll always have it if you lose it, right? So you could save as, or you could copy image and try and paste. Let's do the save as first. So save image as, and don't forget we're putting everything into Documents Explorer 8. You could even create a new folder if there's more than one project in here, and this one we'll call Lantern. Learned how to create a folder in the last tutorial. And then this one we're going to just rename it. That's a crazy name right now. We'll just call this tree, and we'll save it. Now in Inkscape, I'm going to come in here, make sure I'm on my design layer, and I'm going to go File. I'm going to Import, File Import, and I'm going to head over to that place that I have there, which is Documents, Explorer 8, into the lantern, and there's my tree, and push OK. And now I don't see a tree. Do you know why? It's because we're in that view mode that was simply outline. if you want to actually see it, you have to go to normal mode. It basically cuts all of the information out when it's doing it in outline mode and just gives you the basics. So here's our tree moving around. I'm just grabbing it, clicking on it, and moving it for some reason. So here's the next part. If I zoom in on the tree, does it look very sharp? It does not look sharp at all. And that's because this tree image is, well, I guess I could go here and find out. Explore 8, under lantern. Yeah, I thought so. It's a JPEG. GIFs, JPEGs, also PNGs, they're all photographic kinds of images, and they aren't scalable without getting fuzzy. And this is what Inkscape's good at. It creates scalable vector graphics, which as I zoom in on them, when I create it, it will be sharp. So let's see how that's done. We're going to take our tree, and we're going to go up under Path, and you're going to go Trace Bitmap. And you'll get a menu. It's on my other screen. I'll bring it over. It looks like this. There's several ways to trace a bitmap. We're going to use the default one. That's the best one to use when you don't know all the details. So it usually comes up. It's called brightness cutoff. And what we're going to do is we're going to, well, you can hit live preview if you want, and look what happens. It looks like if I were to trace this, I'm going to push OK to start the trace and then move it. Look what happened. I just got the trunk. Now that could be kind of cool if that's what I was looking for, but what has it gone and done? It's basically selected parts of the image based on its brightness. So if I want more information, I'm going to increase the threshold. I'm going to take that to 0.7. Okay, and then we'll try to OK that. Oh, look, I got more information. So if I zoom in on it, look what I've created. No matter how close I zoom, that is a straight, clear, crisp edge. And that's what we're looking for our laser. Push OK. Oh, I keep pushing. Don't push OK. Push close. Okay. So I don't need this one anymore. I've still got it in my file structure, so I'm going to delete it. And I'm just going to look at this. Now, the next part is, what if I wanted to arrange it on the sides? Well, it looks like it's a little big. I could go up to, well, I won't do that in the moment, but it looks a little big. Like, say I wanted to put it on this side here. So I need to shrink it. So the easiest way to do that is to look up here. You got width and height. I'm going to lock the aspect ratio so that one doesn't change. I mean, if I don't do this, if I do this, I could do this. Ooh, it's not locked aspect ratio. I can morph it. I'm going to hit Control Z to bring it back. Okay, now I'm going to lock the aspect ratio, and now when I change it, it changes as you would expect, just like that. So now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to drag it over top of my lantern, and I'm going to scale it down until it fits. I'm zooming again using Control and scroll wheel until it fits. And I have to decide, you don't want it right to the edges of your lantern because you have to leave a little material for the pieces of the lantern to fit together. But let's try that. We'll just kind of position it as near as we can to what's, you can use your arrow keys to kind of move it side to side, and if you zoom in close, the arrow keys get finer and finer. So there we go. So say that's it. Now what? Well, the laser doesn't know what to do with this. If the laser got this, it would simply engrave the tree. That's what would happen if you sent this to the laser right now. We need to give it the same line types as the lantern has here. So now you get to learn how to do that. So what we're going to do is pick the tree, and we're going to go up here to Object, and we're going to pick this thing called Fill and Stroke. And basically this is the pen type or the line type for this object. And it comes up with this little mini menu here. And we're going to turn off the fill by clicking. See, I got a fill tab, a stroke paint tab, and a stroke style tab. I'm going to turn off the fill tab by clicking the X. I'm going to turn on the stroke by clicking the solid color. And then what's important is that you pick 255 on the red spectrum, 0 green, 0 blue. That's what I've got here. Must be 255, or the other option is to move this bar. See, it's a bar that slides, and as I slide it, you can see the image colors changing. It has to be all the way at the top, 255. Super important. that's one piece of information the laser uses in order to understand that you want that line cut. Here's the other piece it needs. Under stroke style, hit the drop down menu on units, hit inches, and make it 0.001. That's 1/1000th of an inch. 0.001. That's where we want to be. And when you do that, and you just click in the white space out here now, look, your tree is now as thin as the lines that I already created for the outside of the lantern. And your tree will now be cut. It has two pieces of information. It is 255 red, it is 0.001 inches, and that is the information the laser interprets as cutting. So this tree will now be cut out. So that is how you would bring an image in. You would change it to a bitmap or a vector graphic, and then you would change the line types using the fill-in stroke to make it cut. No fill, only stroke, stroke type, 255, width 0.001 inches. That would cut out just fine. That's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I might show you how to do some text.